Eureka! Fun
Go.
fact. The only two diseases that have ever been eradicated from the human race so far have only been smallpox and rinderpest. So those of us who think that we overcame corona due to a quarantine or social distancing, you might want to check again.
So my fun fact: wombats shit cube size shits. They come out like an ice tray, which is weird.
Like an ice tray, like an ice like an ice maker. You just put a cup to their butthole. It just dispenses.
I was expecting more like a rabbit. You know how a rabbit does it. It's like those little round pellet things, but no, this thing shoots out cubes.
Nice.
It's like Lego blocks that come out of you, and it's like building.
At least you can build something with it. They're all symmetrical, so it's like, I mean, you can at least try and make a house. People won't want to come over, but you can try. So, I mean, if your neighborhood is infested with wombats, you'd be like, hey, that's some building material right there. So what's going on, Cola?
Nothing, just keeping my sanity. I've been definitely going to more bike rides, which I'm up to 24 miles per day when I do it. So yeah, I'm definitely getting stronger.
Do you do it daily then?
It's every other day. So
okay.
I went a couple of days ago, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right after we finish recording this.
That 24 miles of decline definitely helps. I walk my way back up. It's not even, you take a bus, you put your bike on the bus, and then you take your bus all the way back up. I'm stronger now. You're stronger because you hold more change, yes. That's cool. Because we all need to get out every now and then. But, you know, everyone just remember to stay safe out there. Remember to social distance. Try to not cause trouble for other people. just because of their choices.
I mean,
if they're not wearing a mask, you know, maybe you should call them out.
Would you enforce it?
I would. It also depends too. It also depends on the situation where it's just like, yeah, it's hard to say actually, because you know how much of your time do you want to invest, like,
I think
emotionally into a situation too, because if it's someone who is not enforcing the rules because they're not enforcing the rules, I would just pretty much go to like an associate and be like, hey, you know, like I'd go to someone else to be like, hey, you know, they're not enforcing your rules, so, you know, I mean, not to be like a tattletale or anything, but it's just I don't have the energy to put up with that right now. But, you know, you can always leave it to people who are in charge.
Definitely. Like for me, I wouldn't personally go up to someone and enforce the rules on them because I think they're ready for a fight. I think they're ready for a fight. It's like you better tell me to put on my mask. I'll beat the shit out of you. I think that's the thing. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I would. I mean,
Yeah, so that's where I'm talking. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's just like there's such a gray line where it's just like, you know, do you really want to invest that kind of energy?
Yeah,
And
I think I think I saw a video of this couple calling out two guys for not wearing a mask, and then she ended up. They said no, and she ended up throwing coffee at their face. But I was like,
yeah, and that's the thing. That yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I think the girl was just trying to pick a fight. I was like, man, you don't need to pick a fight, especially don't try to pick a fight with a man. It's like, yeah, just don't pick a fight with a man.
I just feel like, you know, there's times where you should just leave it to people who are, you know, trained and knowledgeable about their policies and their way of doing things. So if there is a professional around who can mitigate the situation better, you know, even if it's like a store associate, they have a bit more grounds to argue with the person than you do, because it's just like, hey, you're not enforcing our rules, I got to kick you out. So that's plain and simple. But if you take it into your hands a bit too much, it's just, I feel like people don't have the proper filter on the way they talk to people. And I guess the proper knowledge about the location or the state laws and whatnot, because everyone's just enforcing some weird arbitrary rules. The other day I saw a video about a woman getting kicked out of a pizza place. She was ordering to go. She was getting kicked out of a pizza place. It was a pizza Karen, but she got kicked out, and she was arguing with the staff because they didn't want to give her a pizza because she had to wait outside for it. But she was so adamant about not leaving that they basically forced her back, and they got to a point where they verbally kind of forced her back to her car, and the guy just starts screaming like, I'm something about I'm practicing my rights with the First Amendment and stuff. And it's just like, well, yeah, but what does that have to do with the case right now? You know? So it's just, people just there's people that just kind of hide behind these fancy terms and just saying really, really vague rules and saying like, you know, this is a free country, I can do whatever I want, you know, and it just kind of abuses the system. But on to today's topic. We are going to talk about our Eureka moments. You ever had those times, Cola, when you just went, oh shit, or aha, this is how it works?
All the time. I think I've been doing that for the last 35 years. This is like discover new things all the time. All the time. Like aha. I've been doing this all wrong. I should have been doing it like this way, or what? Stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Those times when you're just like, aha, this gerbil does fit in my asshole, and
a lot of people do experience that. It's like, oh, I actually like this. I didn't like this at all. I think the biggest example is when I think I've been writing my papers all wrong. So throughout high school and then through like my first half of college, I think I've been spacing out everything. You know, like the margin's like one space instead of double space. It's like you're allowed double space. But I've been writing all my papers one space for the longest time since high school thing. And I remembered I needed, you know how you stretch certain things out a little bit longer because you need to meet the word requirements or the number of pages. This is what I was doing. I thought it was I always did it manually, um, because I learned on like a really old computer, and once I jumped over to like a newer computer with new OS, um, I was still doing it manually, and then someone showed me how to properly space it out, double space, and I was like, I can't believe I've been doing this for the last 10 years incorrectly, and this is just blowing my mind. I could have done finished assignments, weeks ahead because I was doing using one space instead of double space. So I mean, I couldn't believe it. It kind of changed everything. But now it's like I can't do double space. I can't. It looks weird to me when I do double space, so I still use single space now. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. It's like when you find out like the use for different things. Like I can't believe it. It's like I was doing this all wrong.
Uh,
Hmm.
mm. I definitely had an aha moment in which I didn't understand why Japanese people did this. Where
Oh,
it was just
I
they
think I probably
used
learned that from The
little
Simpsons actually
fountains
because they were doing it
inside
in
the
French.
toilets,
They were in France,
and I didn't know what it
and they
was
were
called
talking
at the
about it. I was like,
time,
"What
and
is
I
that?"
was
I was
I
like,
thought
I
that
didn't know what it
that was
was.
just something that
Yeah.
was just something that they just used the bathroom, and then when they were done, they just put on a fountain show for themselves so they could stare at, so they could just watch. I think it's because Simpsons over exaggerated like the use of a bidet, and I thought it was the weird. Huh. Hmm. Yeah, I didn't know what it was either. I just thought someone like originally I thought it was a I thought it was someone a program
An
like
extra,
Hand
it's
with a
like three
super
or four
soaker
minutes. Come
just
on.
shooting you in the butt or something.
It's like, oh, this feels good. Hold
But
on.
when I learned that this was a thing, I was just like, oh wow, it actually exists. It actually cleans your butthole, and I just didn't think much of it at the time until I actually went to Japan. And when I actually tried it, I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" Because I spent an extra like 3 or 4 minutes on the toilet just because of it, because I just kept playing around with the buttons and stuff. But
Um,
yeah, I depleted Japan's water supply, so um, but the thing was, it was definitely cleaner. It was definitely a cleaner solution, and it saved so much toilet paper too. And I was just like, why are we not doing it this way? Why is the rest of the world definitely not following this trend? So uh, so we found one at Costco, and I was just like, this thing's amazing. We gotta get it. And so, we've had clean booty holes ever since.
I think all of Asia has been doing the same thing, but their methods were a lot different. So it's like the Philippines, they have the double, so they were doing that too.
Hmm.
What?
You know, you know what I've found weird um, of just Western culture is the fact that they have personalized handkerchiefs. So it's just like handkerchiefs that they like reuse on themselves. And I'm just like, why? That's disgusting. And it's just like you sneeze on this little cloth with your initials or your insignia, and then you put it back in your pocket as if nothing happened, so you can bring it back out and reuse it again. So like if you weren't smart and didn't use a bidet and you just finished wiping your booty hole, not with a handkerchief, but um, you just you finish wiping your booty hole, and then you clean your hands, you dry them off on your handkerchief, and you put that in your pocket. And what if you didn't wash? What if you didn't wash your hands properly? Then you take that out, and you sneeze into it. So now you just wipe some shit smears on your face too. So that seems like a lose-lose situation to have something like that. No, but it was just no, but it was definitely a thing, which is why I'm just like that's so weird. And like
How,
probably is a population that still has it.
have you met somebody who has their own personal handkerchief?
There's no more birthday cakes anymore during Corona either. You can't blow out candles.
Um, I don't
Can't
think
make
they're
that
gonna use
wish,
it now
man.
after Corona. No one's gonna do that now.
So it's kind of funny because it's just when you have
I'm never eating
cakes and you blow out the
I'm
candles,
not
it's
eating.
like
I'm not eating cake anymore.
it's
Oh man.
it's like in order to get your wish, you got to exchange a couple lives for it. I just wanted an Xbox, but like like the rest of my guests got all sick.
It's like,
Dark humor, but hey, love it.
forget it. For me, another like aha moment where I just sat there and like, motherfucker, this is what it's used for. Do you know the can tabs? The
The what?
can tabs. You can flip it around and you use it as a straw holder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, huh? I found that out during high school, and I was just like, huh, that's cool, but I don't drink it with a straw. So, yeah, it's definitely a weird thing, but
I remember because I remember that as a little kid, my mom showing me this and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't drink cans with straws anymore, but I remember doing it and everyone was looking at me. It's like, what do you do? You put the straw in there, it holds it for you so it doesn't float up or down and stuff like that. It's like, I can't believe it. I didn't know you could do that. I remember I had those moments with that. They explain to people like this how it's used. It's like there's like definitely like I think when like people design products, it's intentional for like you can use it for other things as well. Yeah.
oh yeah, definitely. Some things have just been repurposed. Like, do you remember? Do you know? Your jean pockets.
I know it's made
the
for
little
like
pocket
pocket
on
watches.
the side.
Yeah.
What do you think it's made for?
You gotta keep it. Yeah. Gotta keep it
That was the
traditional.
original purpose.
You
for
put
that. So
quarters
it's
in
like,
it
oh, wow. No one has that, but we still keep.
That's right,
We
yeah.
still kept that in as a
Yeah.
design. So
Shit.
yeah, quarters or thumb drives. Yeah, those. Anything small that can get lost, like my penis.
That's like every day. It's just every day. I was like, wow.
I'm sorry. I have a terrible secret. I'm a superhero that's addicted to
I know you can't.
dick jokes. So that is my.
Oh, you know what? The thing is, like, I remembered.
It's.
I remember as
it's-
a kid ordering pizza. I was a big
man.
fan of Ninja Turtles.
I don't know. I can't come up with a superhero name right now.
Do you remember when we ordered like a large pizza? There was always a table, that little table right in the center of it, crushing it. Like I forgot how old I think I was like in high school. I was like, oh, that's why they put it like, oh, so you don't have to push them. God damn it! Is that what it's used for? Fuck! I always thought it was for a little table for a mouse, or for like the roaches.
Was that to keep the box
Definitely.
from
I used to
crushing it?
used to take them out and use it as tables for my action figures. So it's just like it's like, oh, that's what they're used for. God damn it.
So in case like they want to join you
Sex
in
toys?
the meal. Mhm. Mhm. Mm. Mm. You know, I didn't
Uh-huh.
know. Uh, this will have been another Eureka moment for me. But dishwashers also have been used to like clean like toys and stuff, like kids' toys. And I was just like, oh, well, yeah, but sex toys too. So, but yeah, I didn't really think about that until, uh, I watched some of those like 5 minute craft videos, and then they're talking about how you can just actually clean stuff in there, like clean a bunch of toys and stuff in there. I was like, oh, okay, that's actually a smarter way of doing it, because then those things get incredibly unhygienic.
Um,
So it's
it's
not
like you
just for
make fun of me when
dishes,
I
even
say,
though it's
"Oh, I
called a
make other
dishwasher.
stuff than the my rice
So,
cooker."
but you do have to be careful um,
Look at
about
you!
the
Look at
rack.
you!
If anything slips under that rack, there's a ring at the bottom of the dishwasher that heats up to steam dry everything, and it burns the shit out of toys. So yeah,
Which
that
I
was
think
kind of interesting
everyone
to me when
should
I
do.
just
I'm pretty close to
thought
making
about
coffee in my rice
when I
cooker.
thought about how
So
it can
it's
be
like,
repurposed for other things, not just limited to dishes.
yeah. I've definitely like reheated pizza on a on an iron before. So
Eh,
yeah.
eh, I mean, that's definitely because someone was bored, or poor. So where it's just like I can't afford a stove,
Oh,
so
I
I'm
thought you're
just
talking
putting
about
it on the rice cooker.
the Iron Chef was a competition. Oh, it's just like
Mm, eh, hmm. That's essentially the idea of getting creative, but
does she
it's
flip it
just
over
using
and
things for not for their
boil stuff
intended
on it?
use. So that's more of an unorthodox thinking kind of thing. But oh, okay. Have you ever watched a channel called the Iron Chef? Is this crazy lady that just that just tried to make
Um,
that just tries to make a bunch of food on the iron, and it doesn't
um,
come out looking very
yeah, there's like
appetizing.
it's like
No,
let me
this
see,
is
let me see,
a
let me
woman on YouTube,
see.
and she just uses
It's like
clothing
it's like
iron,
using.
just to or steaming iron just to
I think
cook her meals
I
between
when I
some
edit my videos and stuff, I use a
tinfoil and
lot
stuff.
of shortcuts, and that's because I learned it from somebody else who
Yeah,
was
so
editing using shortcut hotkeys.
she made
Uh,
quesadillas and she messed up.
it changed my life. I definitely changed my life
So
because
the
I've been
quesadillas
doing
got
everything
stuck to
manually.
the
But there's like
got stuck
when
to
you
the
use
bowl,
applications, there's
so
a
she had
million
to make
ways
it
to
again.
reach to do an effect. There's a million ways to
So
definitely do it.
yeah,
But
it,
it like when I saw him do
I
it,
don't
like it
know.
definitely like sped up
It's
my
just one of
editing
those things
speed,
where it's just
which is like it's crazy. From there, like
doing whatever you're doing. It
you
probably
do
avoids the
your hotkey
warranty.
shots, switch tabs, switch applications, and stuff like that instead of using your mouse and stuff like that.
What
So,
else you got?
which is like, oh shoot, I can't believe you do it this way and stuff like that. I mean, it's like I'm like, wow, yeah. Well, it's definitely unique to my situation and stuff like that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I mean, A lot of people know, like, hopefully everyone knows about the thing about if you're using a Mac, it's Command C to copy and Command V to paste. Very handy, very handy. I think another aha moment is like I think when I was learning how to drive, I learned automatic, but then I found out that manual is a lot more fun to drive.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you're trying to repair it and stuff like that, and then the longevity is it's a lot longer. It lasts a lot longer than a regular transmission car. Yeah.
Mm. Oh yeah, I have those troubles too. Yeah. Hmm. It's definitely it's part of our profession for those of us that don't know. I mean, I've dealt with some editing softwares, and there are definitely
Yeah, I
a
definitely
million
think
different ways to reach the same conclusion on
definitely
certain
think that
things.
drivers are distracted from driving, right? Um,
Hmm. Hmm.
mm. I definitely go the manual route with a lot of things. It's like for me, it's like okay, it's convenient, but sometimes you lose. I don't want to lose those skills.
It's a lot.
I don't feel like
It's
automating everything.
actually
I think
less
it's very
complicated
harmful to
than
us. It's
dealing
like
with an automatic. I feel.
it's like I don't. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I also feel like it keeps you more engaged when it comes to driving the car, because I think putting things in automatic kind of like leaves less room to like think about the situation and the moment that you're in, because you're more focused. You're more focused on holding up your phone, just trying to figure out something or some asinine task that can obviously wait.
Mhm.
Like when you're driving, nothing's more important than you're driving. You know. Yeah. There's too many creature comforts. There's a lot of conveniences that kind of make us multitask. Hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, I don't. I probably think about it. I probably have a whole bunch
Fuck
more
engines,
afterwards, but
okay? Let's just put bike pedals on the car and just ride the shit on the freeway.
you're just testing yourself.
Oh,
You're just
one
testing
good
yourself.
one
Just
good
constantly
Eureka
testing
fact
yourself.
that
It's
popped into my head,
it's like a
or not even popped into my
it's
head.
like
I was taught
it's like a gateway drug to try
by
to
my dad.
keep on going to the next thing.
I thought this was one of the most ingenious things to do when it comes to construction, where
I'm actually going
um,
to YouTube.
when you have
YouTube
your
and
power
see how it
you
is.
have your power drill, and you're trying to drill like an exact length on for your screw, because you don't want to go
I'm
too
surprised no
deep.
one started a
You want to
show about
go
fun
too
facts.
shallow. You
Going
usually
to
don't
do
want to go too
research on it.
shallow
It's like,
either.
hey, I heard this rumor.
My dad
Like,
did
here's
this
a fun
thing
fact.
where he put a piece of tape on the drill bit itself to tell you exactly where to stop.
Damn it.
So when you drilled, the second you touch that tape, you pretty much done, and then you just pull out. And then that made the perfect indent for all your screws. You didn't have to unnecessarily damage more wood or anything like that. And I thought that
So
was
you
the
gotta
most
test them.
ingenious thing ever, because
Gotta go to the zoo.
When you're going into first building, you just use the drill and then you just try to guess like little by little, or you go in too hot and then you have like too much drill space.
If I don't have video of it, it's not appropriate.
Especially when you're doing things like trying to drill through like a 2x4 or something. You don't want to go all the way through.
All right.